All right, now the bail application of Moroadi Cholota, the former personal assistant to Ace Magashule, has been postponed to Thursday by the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. Newzroom Afrika's Veronica is in court. Veronica, very good morning to you again. And yet another postponement.
Yeah, absolutely, Masan. This was quite a blow, not only, of course, to Cholota's family that was in the court this morning, but also to the legal representatives as they were, of course, attempting to respond to the affidavit by the state, and where the magistrate, Estelle Delanga, there saying that she will not be taking any sort of oral arguments and that it must be a written argument, and hence the postponement until Thursday to give the legal representatives some time to put that argument together and, of course, to present it to the court. But what was, of course, of interest today was the state's response, that affidavit of 200 pages, where they essentially tried to prove that it would not be in the interest of justice to allow or to grant Cholota bail. And what we heard there as well, just coming out, was that that they believed that Cholota showed a past pattern and a sequence of events that showed that she is someone who is likely to evade trial and would possibly even disappear in the borders of South Africa. And this was done by listing a sequence of events, if you'd like. This is from her stay in the United States up until the efforts to get the extradition process going, and of course that U-turn that she made as a state witness up until the pact of where she became accused number 17. In fact, it was really just a sequence of events that showed that Cholota, and I'm quoting now from the affidavit, saying that Cholota has failed to cooperate with law enforcement agencies and the requests made by the states and SAPS, and that it also called that in the event that the court should grant her bail, that 2,500 would be far too low, and they would rather want to see that bail application being put at around 50,000 to 200,000, which was what some of the accused in this matter were granted. But I'm going to speak now to the NPA to speak to the merits of the affidavit. You are, in fact, in Dade Mojale, for holding that 200-page affidavit in your hands right now. There was a moment as when the state and the prosecutor brought up the issue of what has been the contention between the legal team for Cholota, is that the other members have been granted bail. Do you believe that as a state you were able to prove the reasons why it would not be in the interest of justice for her to be granted bail?
Yes, I do believe that we have proved as the prosecution why it will be in the best interest of justice that she's not granted bail. One being that she might not avail herself for trial. You remember that she did not come into the country voluntarily. Others, they came and they have proven beyond reasonable doubt why they should be granted bail. Hence, they've been availing themselves to be in court every time they were needed to. She had to be brought in through an extradition by the law enforcement agencies. Hence, we find ourselves here. So through this document, we have proved beyond reasonable doubt why she should not be granted bail.
Yeah. There were also, questions about where she would be staying here in South Africa, saying that she hasn't been back in the country since about 2020. But the Cholota's legal team, they're attempting, of course, in that moment to respond to that, saying that the state is painting a narrative that is not true. Your response?
We cannot speak on behalf of the defense, but through our responses, we have proven that she has already settled in America. She hasn't been in the country for about 5 years. Her child that she spoke about in her affidavit, she hasn't seen since 2020. So we are of the belief that there is nothing keeping her from evading trial, so that she's not available. Because if you check, for 5 years, you haven't been in the country, you haven't seen your child, you have already settled, you have a partner in America. What will keep you within the borders of the country? You did not come voluntarily in the country. You had to be brought in through our courts. So what will keep you from evading this trial?
Yeah. No, thank you so much for your time, Ndata Mojalefa. Really, the NPA giving what essentially was a summary of the affidavit heard in court today, but it was indeed a blow. As you would remember yesterday, Cholota's legal representatives fighting that she must not spend not even an hour again behind bars or in custody, and the matter being postponed to Thursday. We did get an opportunity to speak to one of the family members, Cholota's cousin to be exact, as we got out of court, and their reaction saying that they feel as though today's proceedings were unjust. Let's have a listen.
We were at the court today and the judiciary seemed very captured from my side. And again, her rights were being violated. They detained her on the eve of Women's Day so they could keep her and detain her for much longer as a form of punishment. They continue to drag this, and now with the help of the magistrate, they've managed to keep her in even longer. They intend to punish her for not having been the state witness. And it's unfortunate that this innocent child is going to continue facing this punishment with the help of the justice system. Anyone with logic can attest to this, the fact that there is no case here, and they are already spinning the narrative where she becomes a state witness again on social media, which is the reason why today resulted in the way it did.
Well, you can just hear there the response coming from the family members in regards to the delay in the postponement here and what took place, really saying that the detention of Cholota up until now, as you'd remember, she was arrested in the US in April, 4 months behind bars or 4 months in custody is really somewhat that they believe a mistreatment. But the proceedings are continuing. The matter is back here in court on Thursday. We will be hearing the response from the defense and possibly a judgment in regards to whether or not she will be granted or denied bail. Back to you, Masa.